Hello everyone, Felipe again here with Dania. Today we're gonna start talking a little bit about the Riva guard. People, just to be clear, we're going through different open guards. If you guys want to stick a little bit longer on one guard, feel free. Okay, I'm posting the videos here daily, but you're free to organize your training the way you want. And just to let you know, we're gonna go back to the other guards as well. I just want to explain them separately so then we can put them together so it makes sense for you, because actually when we play guard, we want to combine different guards to be more effective. Okay, just to let you guys know. Nice to see you everyone. Let's start. Moving the head sideways. Up and down. Circling the head, everyone. Both sides. Also circling the arm. The other arm. And the hips. Both sides as well. Okay, everyone. Dropping on the floor. You're going to move hips side to the side, counting to 10, just to loosen up. We're gonna bridge 10 times each side of one. We're gonna hip escape 10 times each side. Sitting up, everyone. One knee up, the other one down without using the hands. First the upper body, then the hip. Gonna sit, switch my knees. Same thing. Okay, 5 times each side, people. The other exercise we're going to do, I'm gonna have my both feet on the floor, okay, pointing at the same direction, all right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend my both feet, my both legs actually, without using my hands. So I'm gonna bring one leg up, the other leg up, point my foot to the other direction, the other one as well, and I'm gonna have the same position I had before, okay? So to the other side, same thing. Extend the far leg, the leg that was close to me, point one foot to the right, the other foot to the right, and we're back into this position. Okay, so you can do step by step, like we've been doing, 1, 2, 1, and 2, or we can go straight from one side to the other side. Okay, 5 times each side as well, people. Make sure that when you move your legs, you bring your shoulders a little bit back so you create this space for the leg, and then shoulders forward again. Okay, so 5 times each side. We're gonna roll back and forth over the shoulder as usual. 5 times each side, everyone. Back and forth, controlling the hip. Also rolling side to the side as we've been doing. Paying attention to roll over the shoulder, not over your back, not over your neck. Keeping the feet as close as possible to the floor. And last but not least, technical stand-up, everyone. Left foot on the floor, right hand on the floor, so I have support on both sides. I'm gonna elevate my hip, being supported here by my foot and my hand that are on the floor. I'm gonna bring my foot behind my hand, stand up. The right hand was on the floor, so the right hand returns. I'm gonna push my leg through, sit back in the first position I had. Switch to the other side, we do the same. Right foot on the floor, left hand on the floor, hip up, foot behind my hand, stand up in base. Bring the left hand back on the floor, push my leg through, back into the first position. Going up and down. Also 5 times each side of one. And we're ready to work with each other. Okay? Let's start, people. Okay, people. Today we're gonna start working a little bit with the Riva guard. There's a lot to cover. All right, it's probably the guard that we're gonna spend the most time on it. And it's one of the main open guards that we can use. And we can have the La Riva done in very different ways. Personally, what I like to use the most is the situation, let's say that I have close guard here with my opponent. My opponent was able to control one of my sleeves and bring herself up. And I realized at this point that my guard is no longer working. And as a general thought, if my opponent's opening my closed guard, I don't want to let my opponent to open a guard and set the grips to start passing, because if she pushes my leg down right now, she's already establishing her grips to pass, and this puts me one step behind. So in this scenario, usually what happens is Dania went up to open my guard, my closed guard is not working, but I'm already setting my grips to start playing in a different position. Okay? So what is important when we talk about the De La Riva? So just to understand the concept behind the De La Riva, what makes a De La Riva guard a De La Riva guard, I want to have my leg circling her leg and hooking her thigh. Okay? I want to have this control right here, and at the same time I want to be controlling her leg, her foot with my hand. And here, people, whatever suits you best. I like to control my opponent's ankle. All right? You can also control your opponent's pants, whatever feels more comfortable for you. All right, this one works, this one works. All right, I don't like this grip so much because the pants have a little bit of give. All right, that means that my opponent can move her foot. All right, so if I'm controlling here, I get a better control, but there's no right or wrong right here. Okay, so when I have the De La Riva guard, a lot of the times I want to be using the other leg to push my opponent, right? And knowing this, my opponent is usually trying to control this leg, right? Because if Dania gets the control of this leg, first, my De La Riva is not working so well. And second, this is the moment where Dania starts passing. She can, for example, push my leg between her legs and start passing, or she can start leg dragging me as well, which is always an uncomfortable situation. So that's why keeping the grip on the sleeve on the other side is important, okay? And even if you don't start with this grip, ideally we're gonna start, okay? So going back to the first scenario, when my opponent came up to open the guard, I'm already controlling the sleeve so I can start working from here. But even if this is not an option, let's say that Dania is posturing here. Every time that she works on this leg, she's allowing me to get the control of this sleeve. Alright, so as long as I have this hand trapped, it becomes a lot harder for Dania to work on this leg and gives me a lot of options to work, okay? Important when we talk about this grip, people, is that I need to keep my elbow close to my hip, alright? Here, if Dania tries to posture up, she's gonna have a really hard time. I'm gonna be strong. If my arm is slim, she breaks this grip, okay? But this is not the only grip that we can use for the De La Riva, alright? Personally, I like to work a lot with this grip on the collar as well. You can see how her balance is way worse. And again, if I have this grip, Dania cannot push my leg. I can also work with this grip, alright? I can work with no grips. We have many different ways. What is important for me to have a good De La Riva is my foot around her leg, okay? So I need to be pushing her knee in. The other foot pushing her hip, okay, her leg, and making sure that she cannot push this leg away. We're gonna talk about some other options. I can hook Dania here, but basically this is the idea that I wanna have. All right, so just working with some concepts here from the De La Riva. All right, so we can start working with our first sweep. Okay, see you guys soon. People, before we start with the sweep, just one thing that I forgot to mention. Because for us to do a De La Riva, I need to have my opponent standing. Okay, so some people ask me, how am I, let's say that I'm a very big De La Riva guard fan, and but my opponent only wants to stay on the knee. Okay, my opponent, for example, let's say that Dania was able to open my guard, but she opened my guard from the knee, and now we're here in this scenario, and I cannot use the De La Riva because I have no space. All right, so we can go back a little bit, and from here, people, I can start using the spider, because as I use the spider, I force my opponent to stand up, and now I'm back in the De La Riva, and I can work from here. Okay, so if you have your personally, when I train, I keep my knees on the floor as well. I like to pass guard on my knees, alright, just exactly to avoid this kind of guards. So if you meet someone like this and you want to play with the De La Riva, start using the spider. Alright, this is gonna force your opponent to stand up. If your opponent doesn't stand up, it's gonna be easy for you to sweep. We saw this already. But your opponent is probably gonna stand up, and then you're gonna find the space you need to bring your De La Riva in. Even as if she only brings one knee up, let's say that was here, I went for the spider, she elevated one knee, that's all right for me already. I can keep the spider, I can bring my foot here, I already have a De La Riva guard in place, can already play. Okay, just wanted to clear that up. Let's see the position, people. Okay, everyone, so we're gonna start with a position here from De La Riva. It's a very classic sweep, and we're gonna first start working with the far sleeve. So let's imagine the situation that I have here with Dania. She starts passing, and I set my De La Riva guard already, controlling the sleeve, controlling the foot. I have my foot hooking her leg, the other one pushing her leg. So what I want to do right now is I want to push Dania's leg to the side, and I want to sit up. Pay attention, everyone, that my body works together. So I'm not going to push Dania away and stay like this. Because if I do, you can see that my arm is stretching right now, which makes this grip loose, and it became really easy for Dania to start passing. Alright, so as I set my De La Riva, I want to push Dania away. I'm gonna sit together with her, okay? So I extend my leg and I sit, alright? From here, when I sit, the hook that I have, I can bring on the floor. I don't have to be hooking like this, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to get close to her leg. But the other foot, I'm gonna keep controlling her knee, okay? And I wanna keep this grip that I have right now, alright? So you can see that now I'm really connected to the leg that I was controlling with the De La Riva hook. I'm gonna keep the control of the sleeve, and now I'm gonna feed the sleeve to the hand that's behind her leg. I can make the same grip that I have, all right? But this is sometimes take too long. So instead of this, what I like to do is I like to make this judo grip here, all right? So I was controlling her sleeve as I feed. I make this grip already here with the other hand that's behind her leg, and as long as I keep this control right here, then it cannot posture up, and I'm gonna have a good control. This second grip, now that I have this hand free, is going to be here on the collar that is close to me. Alright, I just want to keep this control. This one works as well, okay? Maybe even better because I get a better control of her shoulder. Alright, it works too. So what I want to do right now is just, I want to start bringing my shoulder down using the grip so I can bring her shoulder down as well. Okay? Now that Dania fell, I'm gonna keep the grips that I have, and I'm gonna bring myself up already, controlling my opponent. From here, people, I have many options. I can grab her head and back step to pass the guard, or I can simply grab the head on the other side, control the leg, and move towards her back. Whatever feels more comfortable for you, okay? So, one more time, Dania starts passing. I set my De La Riva guard, everything in place. I want to push Dania away. As I push my opponent away from me, I sit up, grab her leg, okay? I want to be connected to the knee. I'm going to feed the sleeve to the hand that is behind her leg. As I make this grip, control the collar, pull her collar down. Now people, I'm not pushing Dania to me, right? I want to push Dania, pull Dania over her shoulder, right? So I have her left arm controlled. I'm gonna start driving Dania over her left arm. She falls, I'm gonna bring myself up. And realize people, I keep this leg controlled, right? I wanna be heavy over this leg so Dania cannot place her guard. So from here, either back step and pass, or control the other side, turn the hip with the folding pass, my hand behind her ankle, and I just move to the other side. In a faster pace. So I set my de la Riva, push Dania away, feed the sleeve, control the collar, bring her down, and bring myself up to play from the top position. Okay? Make sure when your opponent falls that you keep your opponent controlled. Dania is unable to play her guard as long as I have this position right here. Alright? So, try with each other, everyone. First step by step, and you guys can speed up as we say every time. Alright? Starting, I want you guys, before you start playing with this position, try to get a feel of the de la Riva to see how it works, so you guys can start playing a little bit better with this, and then we can start practicing in a live sparring pretty soon. Alright? No time limit, everyone, just try with each other. Let's train a little bit, people. Okay, people, so we're gonna practice a little bit the situation. Right now, the attacks are not the main thing that we're gonna play with, right? I wanna see you first get in the position. So, situation that my opponent is in my close guard, I'm gonna let Dania stand up, and from here, what we're gonna work with is setting the de la Riva in an effective way and just making sure that we have a good control. Alright? So from here, everyone, I'm gonna have this control here of Dania. Dania is trying to break my grip. So here, people try to keep the grip. People on top creating some resistance, alright, but at the same time, not 100%. So the person on the bottom can also learn the position. So I'm gonna be controlling Dania's sleeve. Let's say that Dania manages to break the grip, okay? So if this happens, people, pushing her leg, I grab her collar, bring her back. She's trying to push my leg here. I'm gonna get the control of the sleeve and playing here in the same way that I was playing before. I can push her away. If I'm able to get the sweep, good for me. We start from the beginning. If my opponent breaks my guard and pass, back from the beginning. But the main goal for us right now is get a feeling of the position. Okay? Try to set your de la Riva and hold the de la Riva, making sure that your opponent can pass. Alright? 3 minutes while if you're on top, then you guys switch, and then you add as many rolls as you want. I'm going to suggest you to start from the de la Riva just so you can play a little bit, but feel free. Okay? Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's doing fine. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.